Judith McCudden reads excerpts from The Stroke of a Foot, commissioned and premiered as a part of Chautauqua, the Interlake Trail.
Hi, I'm Jude, and I'm sitting in this cabin right now because in 2012 I came to Canada on an International Teachers Fellowship and taught in Winnipeg. I was very lucky that someone brought me up to the West Interlake area to show me what commercial ice fishing was about. And I met a fisherman. Over a period of 2 or 3 years, I fell in love with that person. And now I'm married and live in the log cabin that he built. So the call means a lot to me because it reminds me of the routine that Brian and I got in, and in many ways those phone calls was how we got to know each other. Because in the year that I met him, I did not see him. I met him in the late January, early February. I didn't see him again till Thanksgiving in October. So you see, we didn't really get to know each other. I came back to Ashen because a family invited me to the Canadian Thanksgiving in the October, and he was invited as well. And it was there that at the end of the night, I was staying with this family. He was sitting on the couch. It was very natural. We were both tired. It had been a wonderful meal. And we were just talking about life. And I had boots on, and I took the boots off just because they were tight. And he said, "Are you okay?" And he started to stroke my foot.
She smiles.
And I'd never had anybody kind of do that in such a natural, there was no come on. It was just, yeah. And that's how the title of the anthology comes about. So, yeah, that's how I see that poem.
She picks up a book.
The Call.
She reads.
We live on the edge of our worlds. You, near the big lakes where Ojibwe, Cree and Métis fished and wolves roam in spruce woods. I traverse a coastline of Wathaurong people, Bengalit Bulug clan, where humpies and middens are buried. On this cold, wet, still day, I hear your voice. You, barefoot, basking in the northern sun, near the veggie patch, hoping for satellite coverage. I pace a room in old flannel pyjamas, holding on to words, see the honey-brown logs of your cabin. Can we swim the oceans, trek through bush, circle the globe, find common ground? Navigate our hearts to somewhere, a meeting place, like past tribes who found peace in their union. A phone line dies, a funeral of sound, where silence leaves its own message on this dismal day.
She looks up.
I love Manitoba Drive because I'm very proud that I kept the flow of what I wanted to express in it. And that is that almost mesmerizing sense I have when I'm out in the expanse of the prairies. There is something about it. I've had the opportunity to travel to the Rockies and to go to Banff and do walks there. And oddly enough, I never write a lot of poetry there. It's like it's a sensory overload, the vision there. As soon as I come back to the prairies, I have a sense of calm. And I suppose where I came from in Australia, I was used to the wide expanse of Port Phillip Bay and the ocean and not mountainous ranges. So very similar in that way. But there's something about the pensiveness of driving along with canola fields or wheat fields and that Manitoban sky. I just fell in love with it. Manitoba Drive. Rolls of smooth hay, so neat and trim like prissy girls waiting for their prom escort. Their dance floor, a huge shorn land. Dark golden in late sun, they bend and curtsy to the earth. They alone cast shadows, for no mountains rise from this land. The Rockies, a day's drive to the west. Bale's random positions break the endless prairies, an infinite landscape, terrain so persistent in its beauty. You drive with no real purpose. The flat horizon lulls you. Its languid sunset pulls you deeper into the province. No bridge or river as signposts. You stop at rural gas stations where quiet men in flannel shirts shuffle out to offer advice. At crossroads, surrounded by symphonies of wheat, you hear the hush of swaying crops. Red barns and towering grain silos signal farm life is near. Your feet could walk into these fields and fall asleep in them, like a blanket warming you forever.
Jude looks up from the book and smiles. The Call, from The Stroke of a Foot, written and read by Judith McCudden. Manitoba Drive, from The Stroke of a Foot, written and read by Judith McCudden. Filmed by Joshua Banman, edited by PJ Jordan. Theme song, Big Sky, by Soul James. Chautauqua, the Interlake Trail was funded by Manitoba 150, Gay Lasper Family Foundation, Roll With It Rentals, RBC Emerging Artists Project, Canada Council for the Arts, Winnipeg Arts Council, Manitoba Arts Council. Audio description by Elokutio.